Trigger warning, this conversation talks about unaliving and domestic violence. So a lot of the common questions is like, why didn't you leave? Well, the craziest thing in my situation was I was financially not in a place to leave. I had just left my first marriage, moved into my parents' house, met met him, and then we'd very quickly moved in with each other. So I was like still paying for a mortgage and my bills, and then I moved in, and it was just like all of a sudden I started noticing, well, because I was gigging and doing like shows and everything like that. So we would go out and we would drink and we would have a great time, and but somehow he was always drunker than me. And that confused me. I didn't understand. We're drinking the same. How are you drunker than me? And that was part of like that I didn't really understand what was going on. And then it was like a few months after I'd moved in with him, I'd checked the EPCOR bill, and I noticed that it was like $700, or like our power bill. And the other bills were like the same amount of money. It was just like, what the hell? So you're like not paying your bills? Like, I don't understand what's happening here. Then I found out about the payday loans. And then it was like, oh my God, what the heck? So then there would be times where I'd come home and the house would just be like absolutely destroyed, like an anger tornado like blew through the house, like just absolutely destroyed. So it's like, what do you say? Who do you call? The worst and non-comforting advice I was told was, he would never hurt you. He would break the house down around you, but he would never lay a hand on you. Just clean it up and, start fresh tomorrow. That's what I was told. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, no, I can't tell anybody this. Oh my God. So now what do I just clean it up and like whatever? So yeah, I was not in a financial spot. And then it was like those moments where everything was fantastic, and then all of a sudden it's like, you don't deserve me, you deserve better, you should be with somebody else, I'm a terrible person, I'm a terrible human being, blah blah blah. It's like, but you're not. So you're just being like gaslit in like this emotional like turmoil of like, do I stay if I go? And like I always knew that unaliving was like the main goal, but I was like, oh, that doesn't make sense, like you're not like that type of person. Like, it just, to me, it just didn't make sense. But I didn't ask the right questions, and I didn't know that was a thing, like asking the right questions. What? I didn't understand. So there's like your psychological abuse of like this, everything's fantastic and you're building this life and you want to have a child and you want to have a family, but deep down inside that person is nowhere near ready for any of that type of relationship. So you're stuck. And then it just like financially became harder. We moved into my parents' rental place, and I couldn't even trust him to be alone with our child. Like I had to stop performing because I was going through all of this at home, and it was just like, okay, well, you know what, if music is supposed to be in my life, it will be there. Like, it's just an inevitable thing. But yeah, it's why don't you leave? Well, because you can't. Where do you go? Who do you call? Like, my dad would be like in jail, but you're always afraid of like, what are people gonna say? And people are just like, oh, just leave. It's not that easy. It's not just easy to leave. Like, then everybody would do it. Why is domestic violence such a high rate if it's just so easy to leave?